Welcome to Let's Meet, produced by the WCICO. I'm your host, Alex. Today, we are honored to have a special guest from Brazil, Paula, joining us to discuss today's exciting topics.
Hello everyone, I'm Paula and I am so happy to be back in the Let's Meet studio to share more stories about Chongqing with all of you.
In today's episode, we will dive into the data management consultancy of Chongqing's automotive industry. Hear the unique insights of Neil Bush, son of the former U.S. President George W. Bush, on U.S.-China relations, and follow Zhang Tong, the first driver of China-Europe freight trains that's about to retire, as he reflects on his farewell journey. Explore Shishikao ancient town and discover why it's a top destination for inbound tourists. And of course, check out the fun experience that vloggers Luke and Naomi had in the local barbershop in Chongqing. In Chongqing's automotive industry, data management is playing an increasingly vital role.
Exactly. Recently, Denodo, a global leader in data management, visited Chongqing and engaged with renowned local car manufacturers to explore how data can support the transformation and upgrading of Chongqing automotive manufacturing industry.
Let's step into this data-driven world and see how Chongqing's automotive industry finds opportunities amidst vast amounts of data.
With the rise of AIGC, data enables personalized content and innovative solutions. Recently, Denodo, a global leader in data management, hosted a forum focusing on the automotive and manufacturing sectors. Let's take a look at how data can be leveraged in Chongqing's thriving industries.
Everybody manages data today. Data access is important, for finances, for HR, for operations, for manufacturing, for supply chain, for understanding the customers, which are more and more complex.
The
data virtualization technology we use at Denodo is a more innovative approach compared to traditional methods. We aim to lower the barriers to data usage and promote better data connectivity and utilization.
Since its entry into China in 2019, Denodo has partnered with Chinese automotive tech companies, committed to aid new energy vehicle brands in building their presence and expanding marketing networks across Europe and America. Their collaboration with Ceres in Chongqing has been successfully established.
When planning our strategy, our main goal is to be closer to our customers. We noticed Chongqing's Liangjiang new area because it is one of China's top producers of new energy vehicles, and it may become one of the world's leading producers.
At the recent 2024 World Manufacturing Convention, we were honored to interview Neil Bush, son of the former U.S. President George W. Bush and chairman of the George H.W. Bush Foundation for U.S.-China Relations. He believes that the U.S.-China relations should not be a zero-sum game, but rather an opportunity to seek a win-win cooperation.
As U.S.-China relations continue to be a global focus, Neil Bush, as an expert in the U.S.-China relations, provides insights that could guide future cooperation between the two countries.
Let's listen to Neil Bush's wise insights.
And my opinion, by the way, is that the tariffs hurt American consumers. I'm 100% confident that the Chinese make the best new energy vehicles. And so for the Americans not to realize the benefit of high quality, reasonably priced, longer range electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles, it's too bad. It's unfortunate because, Republicans used to believe in having, open access, having free, open trade. And as long as it's fair trade, with the tariffs, it's going to be very hard for Chinese car companies to establish a strong foothold in the United States. And it damages the United States and it damages China My father often said that the U.S.-China relationship is the most consequential, the most important bilateral relationship in the world. On the other hand, America has become the largest economy in the world, and it in large part happened because of globalization, and our major partner in globalization has been China. So we've had a win-win environment up until recently. China's rise has created real fear in America about our national security, our way of life. You know, if you hear politicians talk, it's like the communists are going to come out and take over America. The communism that exists today is a very different. It has market orientation, it has capitalist elements, it has socialist elements, the well-being of people has really improved significantly under this form of communism. But the American politicians use the word in a very derogatory, negative way. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but so there's a fear because of China's rise that we're going to be changed somehow or altered somehow. It's kind of a zero-sum game. If you win, we lose. Well, that's not true. If you win, we win. If we win, you win. Everybody wins. There's a scenario out there where we both can win.
When it comes to Chongqing opening up to the world, the China-Europe freight train is undoubtedly a significant symbol.
Yes, I know that China-Europe freight train starts in Chongqing, passes through Xinjiang, and finally reaches Europe. It's an efficient, convenient, and relatively cost-effective transport route between China and Europe.
On March 19, 2011, the first full journey of the China-Europe freight train was completed, and the driver of that train was Zhang Tong. This year, Zhang Tong retired after 32 years of service. In today's Faces of Chongqing, let's reflect on the farewell journey of the first freight train driver.
On September 20th, Zhang Tong, an electric locomotive driver of Chongqing Locomotive Depot of China Railway Chengdu Group Co. Ltd., drove a China-Europe freight train out of Tuanzhukun Central Station. After today, he'll be ending his 32-year career.
The normal retirement date is October 1st. I feel a deep sense of reluctance. From the first freight locomotives to the China-Europe freight train, I've been through a lot.
Rewind the clock to 13 years ago, March 19th, 2011. Through a rigorous screening process, Zhang Tong, 42 years old at the time, became the first driver of the China-Europe freight train, Yushinu. That morning, Zhang Tong put on his uniform, adjusted his hat, and tied his tie, and he even double-checked. He arrived at the driver's cab 15 minutes early. After checking the outside of the locomotive, he boarded the cab and checked the controls one by one, and he confirmed everything was in order. Then he tested the signals, waiting for the order to start the train.
Most of the goods on the China-Europe freight train are IT products, automobile and motorcycle parts, and so on. The requirements for drivers are also higher. Although we drive freight trains, we have to ensure the train runs as smoothly as a passenger train to minimize the bumps.
Every year, Zhang Tong travels more than 70,000 kilometers, accompanied by the echo of 300,000 train horns along the unchanged 242-kilometer railroad line, feeling the tremendous changes that have taken place in the China-Europe freight train. With the growth of age and the replacement of locomotives. In recent years, while fulfilling the duties, Zhang Tong has devoted his energy to teaching. Looking at his own apprentices, Li Feng, Ruan Wenyu, and others were successively selected as drivers for the China-European freight train. Thus, he's confident about the future.
When the China-Europe train started to the present day, I have been a participant. I am also a witness. I wish the China-Europe freight train will become stronger in the future.
As one of Chongqing's cultural landmarks, Shishikao Ancient Town has always been a favorite amongst tourists. Recently, it was listed among the top 10 favorite ancient towns for inbound tourists. Paula, have you ever visited Shishikao Ancient Town, and why do you think it attracts so many visitors and has become one of their top 10 famous ancient towns?
Well, I've been there as a must-see in Chongqing, and I think it brings together the unique charm and atmosphere of the Chongqing terrain with, of course, the best things about the ancient towns in China.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Paula. So, what makes Shishigao Ancient Town so special? Let's explore its unique charm in today's iChongqing.
Recently, the 2024 Preferred Programs for Inbound Tourism, organized by the China Tourism Academy, was held in Hefei Anhui. The conference, themed Product Innovation and the Building of a Strong Tourism Nation, unveiled the 2024 Preferred Projects for Inbound Tourism. Chongqing's Sikiku Ancient Town was named one of the top 10 preferred ancient towns for inbound tourists. Sikiku Ancient Town is located in Shapingba District, Chongqing. Visitors to Sikiku can wander through the Chongqing Memory Museum and the immersive Siki Changge experience, where they can touch the town's ancient memory of one stone road 1,000 years of Sikiku. This town offers experiences of intangible cultural heritage, such as Sichuan opera and embroidery, where one can witness the delicate craftsmanship of Bayou culture. Fried dough twist and spicy Mao Shui Wang, savoring the tantalizing flavors of spicy, fresh, and fragrant. In addition, visitors can explore trendy cultural landmarks like the Chongqing 1949 Grand Theater, Feisheng, Huawu, and Cheguan. From January to August this year, Sikiku Ancient Town received a total of 13.9 million domestic and international visitors. Among them, nearly 110,000 were inbound tourists.
That's all for today's show. Thank you to all our viewers for watching and supporting us, and a big thank you to Paula for her wonderful insights.
Thank you, Alex, and thanks to everyone for joining us. I look forward to meeting you all again in Let's Meet.
Let's Meet, showcasing New Chongqing to the world. I'm your host, Alex. See you next time.
And I'm Paula. Goodbye.